Hello guys, welcome back to another video. I hope your day is going good and I hope life is treating you good. So today we're going to be doing the not a Shinden showcase, not this time, but one will be coming very soon. But instead we'll be doing the starter guide for a bit of newcomers and new players. So make sure to send this to your friend if he's new, if he's picking up the game, or if you're planning on picking up the game alongside your friend. And without further ado, there's a lot to go into, so let's get started. So when you spawn in, you're going to spawn in with your clan name and your village right here, and you're going to have 0 money. The way to earn money is you hit this plus sign right here, you hit Q, and you'll queue up for a mission, Now, once you complete that mission, you'll get money. And when you complete that mission, you'll get an X amount of money based on your village's economy points, and I'll make sure to explain that later. And you'll also level up. So, explaining and touching more on the village economy points, and this really just depends on who your Kage is of the village, but for the Hidden Rain Village's Kage, he's pretty good with the economy points. But what economy points are is that whenever you complete a mission, or whenever you complete like an actual like lore mission or a side event, or like anything really major that goes on within the Discord, tournaments, side missions, lore events, and stuff like that, if your village wins those lore events, side missions, and hunts for the specific players, your village will be awarded with economy points, and you'll be rewarded with the items of that said mission. Alright? Now, when your village gets these awarded these economy points, the Kage, whoever he is, he'll assign these economy points to whoever he wants. Like, oh, you get more money when you complete a mission, you get more XP when you complete a mission, and so on and so forth, right? And it's purely up to your Kage to decide where it goes. The Kage can kick people out of the village and make them rogue, or if you're a rogue shinobi, he can make you be part of the village and that kind of thing, and that's kind of the power that the Kage holds. But I just wanted to touch on the economy points for future reference, because the money that you'll get, the payout for completing a mission will change depending on which village you're in. So better pray to God, like DJ Khaled did, on you, that you get a good village, because if you didn't get a good village, well, you might not be making it out the fucking hood. Alright, so I'm gonna go into these training sets you see right in front of me. Push-up, kunai, block, meditation, hand sign, weighted gear. First we'll start off with the push-up and make our way to the weighted gear. So, push-up training will increase your strength stat, and and the higher your strength stat is, the more M1 damage you deal, and that's it. It's extremely important any stage of the game you're in. Really good for right off the bat. It's just really good for keeping pace with your enemies. The higher you are, the higher rank you are. You always want to keep a constant, steadily consistent output of damage, and you want to always try and keep ahead. You want to always try to keep where your stats are, where you are. Like right now I'm A+, so I got my stats where an A+ ranked person would be. So after winning maybe like 4 or 5 missions, lose a mission on purpose, so you spawn back at your village, train up your stat point, train up your stats to where your level is. Now, the way to check your stat points is you come over to the stat viewer right here, you click that, you open that up, it'll tell you your stats for each and every stat. And you have something called stat cap, or stat cap, yeah, I think that's called, where essentially you can only train so much until you need to rank up again, and then that stat cap increases, and it just keeps on increasing until you hit A+ and whatever. So when you complete a push-up training, your strength stat goes up, and then the stat cap goes up, and once you reach the max of that, you can't train anymore. That sort of thing going on here. Now, explaining what the kunai training does, it's bugged and it currently doesn't work right now, since all the special kunais you see in front of me you can buy, but you won't actually have them appear in your inventory. The only kunai that you can buy is the weapon for 43. Block training essentially makes it so you can block faster mid-combo. So you can block faster, you can get your block up faster, you can block more things, and I believe at some point it allows you to maybe block weapons, but that's an if. Now, the 4 most important ones are the push-up training, meditation, hand sign, and weighted gear. These are predominantly the main ones that you should and will be buying throughout the remainder of this game, depending on which build you want to go down and what you're trying to, and your overall idea that you have. My bad. Now, meditation training, when you complete it, your chakra stat will be increased. Your chakra stat will be increased by a little bit, and it decreases. No, I think that's just it. Yeah, the meditation training doesn't really all do too much other than slightly increase your chakra, which is extremely important in this game because there's no actual stamina bar, so your stamina is your chakra and your chakra is your stamina. So at the end of the day, it's still really important. Hand sign training just kind of speeds up your hand sign so it doesn't take as long to cast jutsus. And weighted gear makes it so it increases your speed stat, and I think it just slightly, barely even noticeable, increases your M1 speed, though I could be particularly wrong on that. And going back to the push-up training earlier because I've neglected to mention something, but some of these some of these stats, some of these trainings have mini games, like the push-up training, the meditation training, the hand sign training. All of them actually have mini games. Like the push-up training's mini game is where you have to is where you have to time your push-up, and after doing an X amount of push-ups, you complete it. Meditation, you have to control your chakra. Hand sign training, you have to get the right hand sign right, and both the meditation and hand sign training take the longest to do, and the weighted gear and the push-up are by far the easiest to do. Now the weighted gear one doesn't have a mini game to play. Instead it just kind of puts on weights that slow you down, and the fastest way to get rid of them is just to run around, jump dash, climb on a whole bunch of things. Just honestly act like you're just at a McDonald's gym. Just honestly act as if you're like at like Six Flags or Disney World. Just run all over that. Just climb all over everything. Like there's no tomorrow. Just turn into Tarzan and start climbing on everything. Now, I wouldn't really recommend doing block training all too much because I don't know all to the significance it has in the game. Though you're more than welcome to correct me down in the comments below if you have already played this game. You know what block training does, but I don't think block training has all too significance. And if you buy block training a whole lot, or if you actually buy kunai training more than once, one, how the fuck did you buy kunai training more than once? And if you buy block training a few times, I guess, I don't think you make it out the hood because you cannot refund your stat cap in this game. So when you train a stat, your stat cap constantly goes higher. Like, oh, I don't have the money to show you right now, but for example, right? Let's say your stat cap is 50, right? Let's say you completed training. There's 1 point in stat cap. Once you hit 50, you can't train no more until you rank up. And the way you rank up is by doing missions. And if you accidentally buy something, like let's say kunai training, that you're $400 down, and it's just gonna be a pain in the ass. It doesn't take any of your stat points. Don't worry about that. That'd be fucking unbelievably cringe. But I just wanted to get that out of the way. So keep that in mind whenever you buy one of the trainings, and make sure when you're going into this ahead of time, you already know what you want to buy. Alright, moving on. Next, we're going to go into the village clothing and best. Sorry if I talk a little bit fast because I'm trying to speed up this video because we have a whole bunch to cover, but excuse me. Village clothing is just really accessory based. It doesn't grant you anything special, any more HP, greater defense, or anything like that, or allow you to block weapons. Though the vest, on the other hand, the vest gives you an HP buff. The vest gives you an HP buff and a personal drip buff, so you're not bitchless, dripless, holeless, you know. So you're not looking the Sahara Desert when it comes to your drip. You actually got some drip, and you can actually pretty confidently, though, walk around. Though I will tell you right now, the village clothing, vest, kunai, and samurai sword that you can buy, which is somewhere, if you get gripped out of a mission and not in a mission, you'll lose your vest, village clothing, and kunai. I think, and I haven't bought village clothing in a while, but I think you may potentially actually keep your village clothing, but you'll lose your vest and actual kunai, so you have to rebuy vest and kunai, or if you bought the samurai sword, you'll have to rebuy the samurai sword. Though there is a way to save this. Fret not. What you see right now is an item storage. You click on the item, you click on item storage, you click on that, and it gets stores in your items. And your item storage can't be taken out of. It can, even if you get gripped, it won't get taken out of, so that's good right there. You can store food in there in case you need to pull out some food, and food is pretty goddamn important in this game. Or if you want to store weapons in there, that's where you pretty much store your kunais and other things, but now, well, you can't even buy kunais in this goddamn game, so there's actually zero use to that. There's a stabbing going on outside right now, so I'd be pretty goddamn careful. I think he might be coming for me next. To speed this up faster, you have the Samurai Katana right here, Tanto, it's in this building right here. I can't show you where all of the weapon locations are, but I can only show you where Mist is, but this is where it is right here. What else is there? Don't buy any of these pouch upgrades. There's, like, actually 0 point to buying them. They'll actually just drain you of your money and then just leave you out. It'll just drain you of your money and leave you to die when you could be putting that money towards something else like training or buying a weapon or something else, or just actually like saving your money. Now, if you have a whole bunch of money, you don't want to spend it on anything like training, any gear, or anything like that. Then what you do is you come over here to the ATM, you click on it, though unfortunately right now I think this one's bugged, or this server's bugged, I don't know what the fuck is up, but if you click on the ATM, you can store your money and you can withdraw your money too, and every once in a while, I think every few hours within a server, a mysterious merchant will spawn, and you can take your money there to go buy a whole bunch of exclusive things that he sells. There is Barack Obama on this map somewhere, don't worry, he's not gonna bomb your ass. Instead, what he will do is he'll allow you to buy a spoon, a fork, on a lantern. Now, predominantly only sweats run a lantern, and those are people who have actually 0 life and don't touch grass. But what a spoon would allows you to do, a giant spoon that you can buy, which is like 25,000, 20,000, is it allows you to scoop anybody who has special eyes. So if you're Uchiha, Hyuga, Emiya, that you can scoop them with their eyes, and you can put your eyes, and you can, well, take their eyes. You can sell their eyes, trade their eyes, put those eyes into yourselves and whatnot. Just be careful, because that can also happen to you. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, I think I might have covered everything. Oh, yeah. You'll see this right here. You'll see how this costs, like, 0. Like, all of this right here. Like, and how you see how all of this costs 0. This is for exclusively Ambu members. You can't buy any of this. You need to be in the Ambu Black Ops. And the way you get into the Ambu Black Ops is by joining the Shinden Discord server. I don't know why you wouldn't buy Shinden without joining their Discord server first, because that would be a terrible mistake. But in case you did buy Shinden without joining their Discord server, what you want to do is you want to join their Discord server, and that's when they host a whole bunch of events like Jonin events, lore events, and even Kage challenging spots. But essentially, what you want to do is you want to sign up for one of these Jonin events, and they'll put you through this entire they'll put you through this event where you have to kill a boss, and that boss could be Kakashi, Zabuza, anybody like that, etc. And once you kill them, complete it, survive, and live, you'll be promoted to Jonin and whatnot, and then you can work your way up to Ambu there, or if you're friends with the Kage somehow, or if you know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy off of Pawn Stars, you can get promoted to Ambu just like that. Though you do have to, I'm pretty sure, be a specific rank requirement in order for that to happen. So, yeah. I don't know if there's anything else to train. I think that's all. I don't think there's anything else to train really, or not train, my bad, but go over. I think that's really just everything here. One thing that I do say you keep in mind: do not be walking around with pockets as fat as Mr. Krabs. Because if you walk around with pockets as fat as Mr. Krabs and not store your money in the ATM, bro, you're going to be a walking piggy bank. You're going to be a walking bank. My bad. Everybody's going to raid your ass everybody's going to raid your ass like a GTA 5 online heist, alright, bro? You're going to get gripped every 5 seconds. And you're going to lose all of your money, your vest that you bought, or your kunai or samurai sword, etc., etc. You are going to be a walking money storage for everybody, and they are going to absolutely abuse the hell out of you like an NTR. Alright, so make sure if you have a ton of money on hand, make sure to queue up for mission. Lose that mission, maybe on purpose, or maybe actually like try and see if the enemy can defeat you while holding back, etc., etc. Get reset back here. buy your trainings. If you don't want to buy any training, any gear, or anything like that, as long as your ATM isn't glitched like this one right here, store your money in it, and you're fine. You have no problems to worry about. And oh yeah, the 5 tips and tricks that I was gonna give you to help add to your overall success rate of Shinden. So you don't have to really listen to this part. You can just kind of click off the video or just skip this part entirely. But if you are really interested in getting into Shinden and actually like completing your missions and not having as hard as a time, I found that these ways personally suit my play style and how I play the game, and it has allowed me to progress and level up extremely fast. Though with this clan with this clan that you see on screen, I managed to level up within 4 hours when I wasn't getting sidetracked because of my ADHD and saying, "Yeah, damn," every 5 minutes. Um, well, the first tip is playstyle. Now you can play the game however you want, but what helped me win missions was my playstyle, and you don't have to listen to this part if you want. But what I did is, if an enemy is playing offensively, then I played passive. I played a bit passive, like if my enemy is right here, he's holding the zone or whatever, so I can't get close to it and capture it. Because there's many different missions in this. You have capture the relic, capture the scroll, and they're pretty self-explanatory. They'll tell you what to do. But if some enemy is guarding the mission objective, is planning to take it, he's extremely offensive, he's extremely pushing me, he's just spamming out all of his jutsus, I'm going to play a bit passive. I'm going to do some hit and run strategies. I'm going to play extremely passive, go in every once in a while, attack him, maybe try and get a combo off, just play really defensively and passively. Now, if an enemy is playing passive, then I like to play. Now, if an enemy is playing offensively, then I like to play defensively. If an enemy is playing obviously passively, then I like to play defensively with a mix of offense. So I like to constantly pressure my enemy into making mistakes, such as if they're constantly just running around playing passive, they're probably waiting for you to like use all of your jutsus, drain your chakra so they can come in, light work, easy claps, easy dubs. What I like to do is I like to play really defensive, wait for them to get impatient, make a move, slip up. I like to capitalize on that punish, or sometimes I'll go offensively and run that with being a bit of defensive. So this way I'm constantly putting pressure on them and just being overall defensive, waiting for them to make a mistake, perhaps push me, and then I'm able to punish them using my skills and etc. If an enemy is playing defensively, then what I like to do is I like to keep that offense on them. Just like I said earlier, I like to keep that offense on them so they can become impatient, make mistakes, maybe waste subs, get them to waste their chakra and whatnot. And that was actually my second tip. My second tip in this game is to try and get your enemy to waste their chakra. Once your enemy's chakra runs out, it is going to take an extremely long time for their chakra to recharge, unless you're fighting somebody like a Kage who has the ability just to naturally regen chakra. So you're fine on that part. My third tip is to bait an enemy into completely. My third tip, my bad. Sorry, I'm just trying to speed this up, so I'm kind of talking really fast. I don't want to hold you guys here forever, because I bet you guys have some pretty invaluable things to do today. So the third tip is to bait your enemy into thinking something and then completely blindsiding them with something else. Like if you've been constantly using the exact same bread and butter combo on them, try and find a bread and butter combo that works both ways. So you can do it one way, and then if your enemy is getting really used to that, they're subbing out of your combo a lot. If they're getting used to your attack patterns, then do your bread and butter combo the other way. So what I like to do is, if my enemy knows that I'm going to use water gun after M1ing them a certain amount of times, and I swap up how many times I'm going to M1 them, and I'm going to swap up how many times I'm going to M1 them, and I'm not going to use water gun, I'm going to use like something like water spell or water shotgun. Just to really catch them off guard, fuck with their subbing time and whatnot like that. My fourth tip is to kind of delay your M1 by a second and a half. Like if you've played Deep Woken or any like parry-based subbing game, then you know what I'm talking about. So like in this game, everything is delayed based. Like you could be M1ing, and then yeah, like you saw how I selected my water gun jutsu, and how I was like spamming that for it to come out, and it didn't come out until a second later. This game is delayed based. So if you don't like that, tough titty, said the kitty. Because life is gonna get rough. Either you get used to it fast, or yeah, I don't know what to say. Maybe you're fun in the game. I don't know. I don't know if you can do that or not. Don't hate me. I'm just a messenger. But this game is delayed based. Once you get used to the game being delayed and everything, life is fine. So if you have an enemy that's constantly spam blocking or just honestly running around doing jutsus, if you get them in a combo and you know that they're sub fanatics. So what they'll do is they'll sub your attack every single time if you get them in a combo, and they'll put you in a combo. You want to try an M1. You want to try and throw off their M1, such as M1 and then already click heavy, M1, heavy, like that. Because what you do is you click M1 and then heavy. Because this game, it's not gonna, there's no animation cancel. There's no animation cancel and like, you got delays. So keep that delay and animation in mind. So what you can do is you can do an M1 2 times, heavy 2 times, heavy 3 times, my bad, and you knock them away, or you heavy them and then punch them, but make sure to delay by a second and a half, or just completely just throw off their timing. What I'm essentially trying to get at is throw off their timing, throw off the rhythm of the game, and capitalize on that. So another thing too in this game is that there's horizontal hitboxes. So if an enemy is constantly being extremely aggro aggressive, you could back up and M1 them to a certain point. If you have a samurai sword, backing up and M1ing helps a lot. It helps a lot with people who like to dash M1 or dash M2, and I'll get into that later on, really shortly. But backing up while M1ing helps while M1ing people. Then you can dash out of that stuff right there, or you can do a dash like that. Like if you sprint, break out into a full sprint, you M1 like that. Too, like you can also block, though you can't block jutsus in this game. So if it's a jutsu, you can't block it. If it's a jutsu in this game, you can't block it. So if it's a jutsu, you cannot block that. Oh. 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 Yeah, this guy's feeling it right here. I'm not really sure why this guy's attacking me, but this kind of just helps give you some greater insight onto what's going on. Oh shit, I ain't got no chakra left. That's kind of bad. Oh, where did the guy go? What the fuck happened? That was kind of an unexpected combat showcase, but hey, there's a bit of the showcase for combat right there. I don't really know what happened to that guy. He must have left the game. I just have zero clue where bro just went. He must have been queued up for a mission or something. Yeah. Discussing food in this game, because I forgot to talk about that, but food right here, when you buy a food item, you eat it, it allows you to regen your HP as long as you have your hunger bar filled up. And buying ramen is the best because it fills it up the most. You can also find wild berries and other things, though they have a chance to poison you and completely actually devastate your hunger bar, and you'll take damage from it. And if you get jumped like that while you're out of a mission, then, well, one, you'll lose, depending on how much money you'll have, you will lose a portion of your money. You'll lose the items you have on you if they're not stored and whatnot. Though the good thing is, if somebody tries to jump you immediately right out of coming out of a mission, when you complete a mission or you fail a mission, it completely restores your health and chakra bar, but not your hunger bar. You need to do that on your own time. My last and final tip is that, just like you saw there, what I was trying to do is whenever the guy tried to dash, you can kind of do a dash up. You can dash an M1 and you can dash an M2 for a special thing. But M2ing in this game is really underlooked. It is extremely powerful. If an enemy who constantly likes to keep on pressuring you, aggro you, you could dash M2 him, stop him, because M2s apparently always reach 95% of the time before M1s. So you could always cock block somebody's M1. So if they're constantly trying to M1 you, you can constantly back up and M1 them and put them in your combo, and that's a way to start your combo like that. Another way to start your combo is by dash M1ing is by dash M2ing them, and by flicking your camera like how I did. You can flick your camera and kind of cheese and hit them, though it does take some time to getting used to. You can double jump and then left click, or you can just jump and left click. I have a special thing that allows it, so I cause a shock wedge to get people off of me. But back M1ing and dash M2ing and jump M2ing is really good, considering sometimes you can, like, if you didn't have this ability that I have, in which I cause a shockwave, you could essentially like double jump and then dash, and right as your mid dash animation, since you can't really cancel it, you could heavy too, so it kind of like brings you forward. And if your enemy's blocking, you block break your enemy, do a whole bunch of damage, and start your combo like that. I think I've comboed everything that will really help you get you started, and really will. I think I've covered over everything in this game that'll really help you get you started. If I did end up missing something, like if I ended up missing something in this video or something that you ended up finding out, please make sure to let me know down in the comments below. I try and upload regularly when I can and when I get the chance to, and I'm currently right now looking for new sites.